Hey guys, it's me, Nicole from Victoria's Heart, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about baby-led weaning. Harper is about 7.5 months old, and we've been at baby-led weaning for about a month and a half now, and I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what we've been working with, because I know a lot of people throw the words out baby-led weaning, but they're not exactly sure what it means. So I wanted to give you guys a quick walkthrough and kind of like a beginner's guide on baby-led weaning. So if this is something that interests you, be sure to stay tuned. Okay, so the first question I want to address is the question of when is your baby ready to begin baby-led weaning. A lot of doctors nowadays will recommend that you start cereals and things like that really early on, even as early as 3 to 4 months. That's not the case with baby-led weaning. Baby-led weaning really suggests that you wait until the baby is 6 months old, and that will really ensure that their gut is ready to receive those foods and ready to process those foods. So 6 months is really the starting point that you want to begin baby-led weaning if your baby's ready. Some other signs that they are showing, that they need to be showing at that 6-month period of time or anytime afterwards. There's no rush to start baby on foods, but some other signs are that they can sit up on their own or with very little assistance. This is very important because as they're trying out those solid foods, they need to be sitting up so that if, you know, a little bit of food gets to the back of their mouth and they need to get it away from their throat so that they don't choke, they need the help of gravity. If they're laying back too far, the food can settle in the back of their mouth and that can actually cause choking. So that is a big no-no. So you definitely want to make sure the baby is sitting upright, either very well by itself or with very little assistance. Another thing that's going to tell you that baby's ready, and this is like the #1 thing that the book talks about, and I will talk about the book in a couple minutes whenever I find it, but one thing that the book really talks about is the baby reaching out and grabbing food and bringing it to their mouth. It's a really simple concept, but it makes sense. Babies' fine motor and large motor skills are going to coincide with when they're developmentally ready to start eating. So if baby's reaching for foods and they're able to bring it to their mouth, that's another sign that they're ready. Another thing I want to say is if your baby is not ready at 6 months, if they're not interested, do not force it on them. Babies do not really need that extra nutrition. They can still receive all of their nutrition from your breast milk or formula up until they're a year old. A lot of the big sayings that go around in baby-led weaning groups and within the baby-led weaning, there's Harper over there, the baby-led weaning book is food before 1 is mostly for fun. So just remember that if baby's not really ready to be picking up on the solids yet, that's completely okay. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, next thing I want to talk about is what can you expect when you're starting baby-led weaning. So the first thing I want to touch on is whenever you first introduce your baby to food and you first let them kind of interact with food on a hands-on basis, they may not bring it right to their mouth. They may spread it around their tray. They might bring it to their mouth and spit it out. There's a whole bunch of things that these babies are going to do with food besides just eating it, because it's a brand new thing and they want to explore it. And baby-led weaning is about letting that exploration happen. With this is all new territory for them, and so you got to let them kind of explore. Another thing is whenever they're putting food in their mouth, they may not always get it to the back of their mouth and swallow at first, because if you guys don't know this, think about whenever you're eating, think about how much coordination it takes for your teeth and your cheeks and your tongue, well, not your teeth, but in a baby's case, their gums, but think about how much your gums and your cheeks and your tongue work together in order to help you process food so that you can swallow it. It's actually a very complex, I hope that's not too distracting. It's actually a very complex, what do you call it, process. And so they're going to need some practice before they're going to be able to push that food to the back of their throat and swallow. Harper, really? Okay. I'm not sure if you can see this chunker butt down here, but I figured if she was going to be talking during our video, I would go ahead and bring her along. Let her see her little face. Say hi. Hi. Okay, so the next topic I want to talk about is gagging. And gagging and choking are two different things, so let me go ahead and explain that before you click off the video and decide that baby-led weaning is not for you. But this is an important topic to cover because I feel like it's a big concern for somebody who is going to be starting baby-led weaning. So choking is whenever an object gets lodged in your throat and you cannot get any air or anything through. It's blocked. There's nothing going through there and it needs to be forcefully removed. Sorry about that. Shh. Stop talking. Now, gagging, on the other hand, is a reflex that happens as a safety mechanism to make sure that choking doesn't happen. So gagging is when an object gets introduced into a danger zone, and then there is a thrusting that happens to get that object out of the danger zone and away from the throat so that you don't choke. Gagging can happen with baby-led weaning. Choking is no more an issue with baby-led weaning as it is with purees or cereals or anything like that. And gagging can happen no matter what. Sometimes as the baby's moving the food around in their mouth, it can get into that danger zone and they can make it a very alarming face, like that's where their tongue is pushing against the roof of their mouth to try and get that food into the front of their mouth where they can maneuver it again, and so that it doesn't go down their throat. It is something that can be very alarming, like I said, but just stay calm as long as you can hear air moving. They could be coughing, they could be just breathing or moaning or making any kind of noise. As long as they're making noise, you're pretty much in the safe zone. You still want to stand by and make sure that nothing, you know, goes wrong or nothing happens, but just hold off, because most of the time baby can get that food out on their own and they can continue eating. It is something to be aware of. It is something to be ready for if something were to go wrong, just like in any case where you're introducing food. But it's not something to at all be overly concerned about. I just wanted to mention it because it can happen no matter what. When we're talking about introducing foods, it is a topic that we need to talk about. And this is another reason why we need to make sure that babies are sitting up and are ready for this stage. Thing I want to talk about are what to offer baby. This is kind of a fun topic because whenever you eliminate cereals and you eliminate purees, you're open up to a whole world of possibilities of what you can offer your baby. Really, you should only take, the jury's out on whether you should take allergies into effect, you know, your family history as far as allergies go. I would say, to be on the safe side, I wouldn't introduce something if you know that your family has a history of having an allergy with something. But really the only across the board thing that you should not offer your child food wise is honey. There are bacteria spores that can cause botulism in their intestines if they eat honey before the age of 1. So that's one food you definitely want to stay away from. Other than that, all food that you eat is fair game. What you want to do is offer your child foods that they're going to be able to pick up with their whole hand, and that the end is going to be sticking out of their fist so that they can gnaw on it. At this age, many babies don't have their pincher grasped yet, so they're not going to be able to pick up little things like little squares of banana or little squares of whatever the case may be, or peas or anything like that. You want to make sure that they can grab it with their palm and gnaw on whatever's sticking out of their fist. Alright, and before I go, I wanted to share a couple of Harper's favorites and some really easy foods that you guys can start off with your babies whenever you're doing baby-led weaning. We've done avocado, we've done banana. Harper loves green beans. They are her favorite. I am pretty confident whenever I say that. She really likes them. You can do broccoli, whether it's steamed or fresh. We give Harper steamed carrots. We've done fresh carrots whenever we thought that teething might be going on or she might be having some gum discomfort and things like that. But as far as eating is concerned, we prefer to soften them up a little bit. What else? Strips of meat. Harper really loves chicken and turkey. Let's see what else. She even had a little bit of sausage one morning. You want to give them something soft, but not too soft to where they're going to mush it up in their hands. Which brings me to a little tip about avocados and bananas. If you're going to do an avocado, you can cut it into slices. You can use quarters or eighths, and you can keep the peel on, and they can just chew the avocado right out of the peel. And with bananas, this is kind of an example of what we did with banana. We just chopped the top of it off, and then about 3/4 of an inch down, we just took the knife and very lightly sliced around the peel, and then sliced one side up and unpeeled it, and then we hand it to her like this so that her hand goes around here and she can gnaw on it without making a huge mess. We have also used the little, I can only find one piece of it right now, but these baby feeders, but these end up being just as messy as doing this method, but then you actually have to like wash the mesh of this out, which is why I'm not going to show it to you guys because it's disgusting, and I just never feel like it gets clean. So we have used this for banana and avocado and it works great, but the cleanup after it it's gross. So you guys are going to be doing banana. I definitely highly suggest doing this. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video to be fun and informative, and if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave them in a comment below or message me. I would be happy to answer as much as I know. And on that note, I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!